Hey everyone, Tommy from TechNexus, and thanks for joining me for another new week of videos. I thought I'll stay on the whole sort of beginnings of AutoCAD kind of theme. So for this week, like last week, I'm just sort of going to look at what you would need to know if you were starting off in the AutoCAD world. Now, last week we covered some of the sort of the basic drawing elements and the modifications. And today, for this week, I'm going to kick off with text. Now, if you type in the word ST or style, you will get the text style dialog. So on this drawing, we've got the standard text style. So everything, all the fonts have a style assigned to them. So standard style is now as Arial. It's just listed as regular, but you can change it to bold, italic, or whatever else. You've got other size, so we can make it annotative. So when it's in model space or paper space, that's where the annotative text comes in. I personally don't use it. I am of the opinion that text goes in paper space all the time, so it's always going to be 3 or 3.5 mil high and not annotative. I'm not a fan. I don't like using it. And then we've got some other effects here, upside down, backwards, and changing the width factor. So if I wanted to make a new text style, I could come in here and I'll call it TechNexus. And then so for TechNexus, I like to use trebuchet, regular. I can leave the height blank for now and a width of 1. So now when I do text, so I'll just make sure that that's the current one. So set current. Okay, and then when I do text, so height 2.5, and then you can see there that we've got that text at 2.5 mil high in paper space. Okay, so that's sort of all of those settings for the style. So, and you saw just then we can do single line text or multi-line text. So single line text, it's also D-text on the command line. So you can click anywhere, put a height, angle of 0, and this is single line text, and then we can do second line and third line. So what that means is you can see that if I pick each line individually, it's its own individual piece of text. So even from here, I can make this 3.5 mil high, and it's going to be a bit bigger. We can change the width factor to be 0.8, for example, and makes it a bit thinner. So that's single line text. A lot of people, there's conjecture with people whether they like single line or multi-line. I know there are people out there who will explode M text to single line text, and that annoys me as much as it annoys people having it in multi-line text. So it's very much a personal preference. But if I'm writing in a lot of text, so I'll say this is M text, we can have multiple lines of text like a word processor. Okay, and now that it's in there, and if I double click it and go inside it, we have this sort of the ribbon changes, so we can do different things in here. So I can make the first line bold, underlined, and then we can capitalize this. I can have different columns. I can have bullets and numbering. So if I wanted to do some bullets, so I can come in here and do, okay, so this is bullet 1, this is bullet 2. So you can see, again, like a word processor, we've got a whole bunch of different options in here. And, if I wanted to move stuff around, then it's one piece of text all joined together. We can adjust the width, and you can see if I adjust the width of it, it's going to adjust the justification of all of the text there as well. And we can play around with various options there. So that's the sort of the what we have for AutoCAD. So again, to cover single line text or D-text on the command line is a single line, and then multi-line text or M-text on the command line is multi-line text. Okay. So if you're following, have a look at those options. Like I said, I personally prefer mtext, but again, it depends on what you're doing. Now, this is the other thing as well. So while I remind myself, in paper space and model space, so let's say we draw a line from 0, 0, and I'm going to draw a rectangle at 500, 250. So let's say this is something in model space. So if I switch to paper space, and then I can adjust the scale of this to be at 1 in 10, but because that's at 1 in 10, if I put text out in paper space, right, so this is single line text at a height of 2.5. No matter what I do with this, if I make it 1 in 5, the text is in paper space, so it's never going to change or adjust. And this is where the annotated text scaling comes in, which is, again, I don't like. I don't think it's the right way to do it. I think that all the text should be in paper space at the right height, and then that way, you don't have to worry about annotated text. And similar goes for dimension, which I won't necessarily cover today, but you can see there with dimension, we can put dimensions in paper space, and they are the correct length, so we don't have to worry about it. All right, so have a look at text if you're new to AutoCAD. If you've got any comments, please write them down below, and I'll have a look at them, try to answer them if I can. But hopefully this has opened up your eyes into sort of text and styles and fonts and all that kind of stuff as well. If you've got any comments, put them down below. But thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. Please do subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon for daily notifications of all my videos. And I will see you tomorrow for some more annotation where we're going to cover dimensions. So see you then. Bye.